What is going on, guys? Noah Brewer here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about how you can get massive amounts of work done in just 15 to 20 minutes. Like, you sit down for 15, 20 minutes and you get like 40 hours, 60 hours, 100 hours of work done just in that 15 minutes. And the topic is basically on hiring VAs. So today I'm going to be going through my kind of mental framework on how I hire VAs, where I find them, what I pay them, what I look for. All those things will be broken down in this video. Now, one thing I do want to say is that I see way too many, business owners in e-commerce or agencies, way too many people, working 8 to 10 hours a day just doing, basically zombie tasks, like things that they're just doing over and over and over again, the same thing, and it's just button clicking. It doesn't require much thought, and it might feel really, really good when you're doing it or after you do it because, you're sitting down and you're being productive and you're cranking things out and you're getting things done. But that's not really a good thing unless the things you're doing are, high impact and actually require, you, aka the smart one, to actually be making those decisions and doing those things. Now, doing some button clicking here and there is good, but if you're working like 8, 10, 12 hours per day, there's a really, really solid chance that you're doing a lot of shit that you really just shouldn't be doing. And most of the reason I see people doing this is because they don't really know like how to start with getting, a team member that's affordable, somebody that isn't gonna, break the bank. Like, you don't have to pay them, 10 grand a month to be with you full time. You could pay them as little as, 500, 600 bucks a month to have a full-time assistant that can do these button clicking tasks for you. So this video is pretty much just on, hiring out tasks that are not like super big impact. If you do have like super big impact tasks like media buying or, making creatives, that's kind of a discussion for another video. You can definitely use VAs for those things. It's just a little bit different of a game. This is more for things that are super repetitive and just pretty much require like somebody to just sit there and do it. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to hire a general VA. Now, this is going to be basically your key man. This is going to, or woman. One of them is a woman for me. I also have a man one. So it doesn't matter. The key thing with this person is you need them to be fully comprehensive in English. You want to be able to get on the phone with them and have a full conversation, just in English or whatever language you speak. And just have the full convo with them so that you can just explain your thoughts and explain what you're trying to do. And if they make a mistake, you can just call them and fix their issues. I think this is very, very important and probably one of the biggest turnoffs when I see people, not wanting to work with VAs is that a lot of them don't speak great English. If they're from India, Pakistan, Philippines, they don't, like, not everybody there speaks perfect English, and a lot of them can only type it. They can't really talk it on the phone. I definitely recommend, if you're new to VAs, spend the extra time to actually find one that speaks your language perfectly so that it's a good intro to VAs, and they can always introduce you to cheaper VAs down the road. So these VAs usually are about $6 to $10 per hour to get one that's fully comprehensive. I personally like working with VAs in the Philippines. They're extremely hardworking, very nice people. They're also very connected, so if you need more VAs, it's very easy to just work inside of their networks. So a lot of the VAs that we have are friends of friends or family members of, the main VA or whatever. And I really, really like that. The way that you find them is you're going to want to go to onlinejobs.ph. And you just make a job post and you basically just explain like, hey, I have, an online business. I have tasks, here and there that need to be outsourced, and they're very, simple tasks, but I do require full comprehensive English. And before you hire them, you're actually going to get them on the phone and just have a convo with them, learn about them as a person, make sure that they understand certain concepts, like explain to them your business a little bit and see if they understand, just kind of feel it out, make sure that they're actually capable of like speaking to you in your language. And then once you have this, it opens the door to being able to work with more VAs for one, but more importantly, you can have somebody who's trustworthy, who is going to do the job really, really well. And even though it's a little bit more expensive, $6 to $10 an hour for a VA is definitely on the higher end. It's worth it because that this person is, capable of handling the task, and you're also confident in your own ability to explain the task to them. So that's the biggest thing for me, and why I like somebody who speaks English as opposed to somebody who can just type it, is because I like to be able to explain my thoughts and explain thought processes, especially for tasks that require, a little bit of, deeper thought, or a little bit of, looking at something and making a decision before just doing it. Obviously, for things that are just button clicking tasks, you don't really need to pay someone $6 to $10 an hour. You can get away with, $3, $5 an hour for these types of jobs. But I usually don't recommend that people go straight for like a $3 an hour VA, because they are a little bit more difficult to work with. Because if they don't speak English, it's kind of hard to explain to them if you have something that's a little bit on the more complex side. And that's just a big turnoff. And VAs are really, really great. So I don't want you to start out working with one that doesn't speak great English, and then you just have a bad experience, and then you just keep wasting your time with stupid tasks. So that's step number one. Basically just getting a key man, a right-hand man or woman, somebody that you can work with, who you're confident in your ability to communicate with them, and you know that they're going to get the job done. And the way that you find these is just by making a job post. And pretty much that's going to solve the problem for most of you. If you do have a lot of button clicking tasks, it could be worth asking your key man or key woman if they know somebody in the $3 per hour price range, regardless of whether they speak English or not. Obviously, they have to understand it in a video or through text, but that's the minimum. They don't have to get on the calls with you and stuff. And that's pretty much how you do it. Like for button clicking tasks, like I said, all you need to do is pretty much make a loom and then fill out, you could do it either in the comments on the loom, or you can fill out like a Google Doc that just explains what they need to do. Send it to them and they'll get cranking away. And then for more thoughtful tasks, I like to do the same thing. I'll make a loom, give them a Google Doc, or just leave comments on the loom. And then usually, if it requires some extra thought, I'll get on the phone with them and kind of explain to them the thought process, like how to think, how to make decisions, with the way that you want the decisions to be made, with whatever the task is. I'm trying to keep this very broad here because there's a lot of different tasks to outsource to VAs. But once you have this one weapon, your efficiency is going to skyrocket, and you're basically going to be able to sit down for 15 minutes and get as many hours work done as you need for very, very cheap. Even $6 to $10 an hour is not a lot of money, especially if your business is already making money and you have good leverage on your time. You're going to make more money because you can spend your time in more important things, like things that are going to actually grow your business. You want to be working on your business, not in your business. So very, very important. And once you have that key man, key woman, life and business just becomes way easier. So go take the leap, go to onlinejobs.ph, hire the VA, make sure they speak comprehensive English. Don't spend time working with people that don't speak English at first. You can do it later on down the road once you have a key man or key woman to work with you on your team. But yeah, that's pretty much my full thoughts and my full VA system. It's very, very simple. Your job post doesn't have to be anything crazy. You'll get a flock of VAs and you can sort through them, get on calls with them, interview them, make sure that they're a good fit. But yeah, just wanted to hop in, make this video real quick for you guys that are still spending tons of time on button clicking tasks, because it is one of the biggest killers of small businesses, and basically just using your time in a terrible way. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you like it, leave a comment, leave a like, join the Discord, link in the description. And this is Noah Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.